dig it for three. You betcha.
The pass to Miller outside three. Good. Big block by Olsen.
Fryer in the paint. Now to Holzer. Left corner three. Bang! Bang! Oh!
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And welcome back to Wahpeton and our Irie Insurance pregame show. It's the Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship game here tonight with Kindred, the number 3 seed in Region 1, taking on the Enderlin Eagles, the number 1 seed in the region. Winner of this game will go on to the 2022 state tournament and a chance to bring home the big title. We're going to take a quick break. We'll get right into it. We'll talk to head coach Calvin Kraft when we return. We'll be back with more on yourliveevent.com.
North Star Ag is your premier full-service short-line machinery dealer. Whether it's equipment sales, parts, or service, North Star Ag carries a full range of equipment from leading brands such as Meridian, Brandt, and Salford Valmar. The North Star team is here to help you year-round. Learn more at northstar-ag.com. That's northstar-ag.com. Or visit them at their Tower City facility. North Star Ag, committed to quality, committed to you.
Welcome back to our Irie Insurance pregame show. Enderlin Kindred Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship game, and joining us courtside is Eagles head coach Calvin Kraft. Coach, you and these seniors, you and this team, you guys tested yourselves this season. A tough schedule in Region 1. A lot of nerves tonight, but you guys are ready for this challenge in Kindred.
Yeah, exactly. That was part of the process of putting the schedule together. Hopefully it shows up on a night like tonight, but obviously Kindred's played some good teams too, and it'll be a battle.
Kindred is a team that has been here before, defending state champions. They have some depth. You guys played them during the regular season. They were on the winning end of that. You guys run a short bench, short rotation. These guys have played a lot of minutes. None of that, you told me earlier, none of that's going to matter tonight because this is all on the line tonight.
Yeah, I told you 32 minutes. There's no tired tonight, right? You don't get the many chances of playing a region championship, and it's few and far between, obviously, in our school. And so obviously the adrenaline's going to take over. We just got to be smart. Play good basketball, do the things that got us here, and obviously live in the moment, and hopefully we're ready for it.
Jaden Peraza, Riley Sunram, the two big guys inside, down low. They kind of kept the boat moving against Central Cass in the semifinals for Kindred. How do you game plan against a pair of guys like that?
Well, we got to keep them off the glass. Jaden hurt us big time last time. He had 8 points in the fourth quarter, all on second opportunities. So, keeping him off the glass, guarding other guys who can knock down threes. As the possession gets longer, if it's 25 seconds, 30 seconds, etc., we can't get lost. We got to stay disciplined the entire time and then have good offensive possessions after that.
All right, Coach, thanks for being with us. Good luck.
Thanks.
As Calvin Kraft, head coach of the Enderlin Eagles here on our Irie Insurance pregame show. We'll be back with more.
The Northern Cass School District believes that every learner can change the world. That's why they provide a world-class education. Northern Cass will commit to purposely build trust, develop authentic relations, and engage in innovative practices which will empower learners to be choice-ready. Northern Cass is dedicated and passionate about relationships, teaching and learning, self-reflection, acknowledging greatness, and support of the community. For more information, go online at northerncasschool.org. That's northerncasschool.org.
Making a difference and impacting lives comes together when you study to become a nurse at Lake Region State College. Our nursing program is available in Mayville, Grand Forks, and Devils Lake. Find out more today. Lake Region State College. We change lives.
We are back on our Irie Insurance pregame show. Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship matchup. Kindred against Enderlin. Joining us now is Brad Whale, head coach of the Kindred Vikings. Coach, you guys played Enderlin on the final game of the regular season. A tough battle between you guys. What is the biggest takeaway from that last meeting?
I was really proud of the resiliency of our group. We started slow in the first half, made a comeback, had the lead at halftime, but then we went ice cold and they went on a big run and got up by about 10 points early in the third quarter. And we fought our way back, which was good to see.
Obviously, last year you guys won it all. You bring back some talent from that team. You got some younger guys who have played some minutes. How much is these conversations from these players in the locker room. How much have they stepped up as players to be leaders to each other and keep each other focused for tonight?
Well, I think the big thing is they've been in this situation before. We got a very good group of seniors, very good leaders, and that certainly rubs off on the underclassmen as well.
You can talk about Gus and Joel Hurlbert. They're two very talented players, obviously going on to play at the next level. You can focus in on those guys, and you might have someone like Bartholomew or Dixon come in and close in on you guys. How do you game plan against all four of those?
Well, we're going to have to be very, very good defensively tonight and limit them to one shot. And I did like the statistic when we played them before. We got them by 10 on the boards, and that's got to be the case tonight again.
All right, Coach, thanks for being with us here on the pregame. Good luck.
Thank you.
Brad Whale, head coach of the Kindred Vikings, with us on our Irie Insurance pregame show. We got more coming your way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Accounting offers services for individuals including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olson Accounting can help you with a variety of services including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you and your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
The Command IQ app helps me manage the Wi-Fi in every room of the house however I want. Like this room, where my wife talks to her friends in her book club every week.
Oh. Darla? Honey, my Wi-Fi is down. That never happens.
Well, that's strange. Well, we'll see if we can get someone to come fix it next month. Command IQ, you're my new best friend.
This is Chris Brecken from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. We will be holding our Hillsboro Operator Clinic Monday, March 21st. To register, visit planterdoc.com. This clinic will provide the opportunity to brush up on monitor setup and operation of precision planting systems. RDK Enterprises Operator Clinic, Monday, March 21st at our Hillsboro store. We look forward to visiting with you. To see the agenda and register for this event, visit planterdoc.com.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
See your future come together at Lake Region State College. Train for in-demand careers, part-time, full-time, or online. At Lake Region State College, we change lives.
We are back on the Irie Insurance pregame show, Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship game here on YourLiveEvent.com. And our third place game, it was a win for Central Cass, 69-54. They defeat the Grovers. All four of these final teams playing today gave us a heck of a semifinal round on Tuesday night to get us to this championship. Don't forget, after the broadcast, not only will we get a chance to talk to members of the winning team and get their perspective of how this night's game unfolds, but we'll also get the introduction of the Region 1, the All-Region team, as well as the Coach of the Year and the Player of the Year. We'll have all of that coming up in their postgame here on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller with me on the broadcast, and Chase, both coaches talked about it, and it's been evident in both of their meetings. It's going to be who limits second chance points, who plays strong down low, who plays along the board, and you're just going to have to just keep getting at that basketball.
Yeah, the biggest thing is if you're going to, sometimes you play a team and you say, you know, if you're going to score 70 points, it favors Team A over Team B. I don't know if a 40-point muck it up kind of a game is going to favor either team, and the same thing, I don't know if a up-tempo game is going to favor either team, because the reason why when they played last, it was very interesting how the last 2 minutes unfolded. Enderlin could be the 1 seed in the region if they lost by 8 or less. Well, they were trailing by about 5-6 points, and it was Brad Whale for Kindred that was telling Kindred, even with the lead, to push the tempo and get shots. And it was Calvin Kraft, who's losing, telling the team, we're not going to foul, let's limit possessions. So it was completely different because you wanted to be the number 1 seed. You didn't have to want to worry about Central Cass potentially in a semifinal round that could potentially pick you off. So the first game was a good back and forth between Enderlin. It just was a funny ending where normally if you're trailing, you're trying to extend the game, commit fouls, and that didn't happen. So it's going to be curious how this one kind of goes around. The one thing, though, in this series matchup between Enderlin and Kindred, last 5 games have been decided by single digits, 8 points or less. Kindred in the last 10 has won 7 of the 10, so they've had the better matchup. But the last 5 games, Joel, it's came down the fourth quarter and right down to the wire. And, the one thing that I will say, my biggest takeaway, if foul trouble does come, that favors Kindred more than Enderlin. Enderlin's not as deep as Kindred. If foul trouble does awry, how does Calvin Kraft try to milk his guys to the fourth quarter with his starting 5? Because we won't see him go much more than 6 guys off the bench compared to Coach Whale. 7, 8, 9 players will be playing here tonight for Coach Whale.
And that was going to be my next comment is, where does depth come into play? You look at Kindred's numbers. They got guys off the bench, can get you 4, 5, 6, 3 points. They can keep your offense moving. But scoring off the bench really hasn't been a big factor in the wins for these teams in the semifinals. But when you get to that situation, 2 very physical teams where they have presence down low, you're going to have to look at the foul situation. It's going to be magnified 150% tonight.
Yeah, Enderlin's going to get the vast majority of their points from Trey Wall and Caden Aberman. The question is Trey Wall or Aberman coming off the bench, right? They've been kind of splitting time in the starting rotation, but they're going to get the vast majority of their points from the pair of Hurlburt, Joe and Gus. Elijah Dixon's going to be the floor general. Then the X factor always kind of becomes Bartholomew. He can go inside, he can go outside, he can shoot the 20-footer, he can shoot the back to the basket, baby hook shot, and he can be a mismatch nightmare. On the opposite side, you have 5 seniors here for Kindred who've been there, done that. The head coach's son, Brock Well, Paul Olson, who can hurt you in many different ways, Max McQuillan, who's literally the quarterback of the state championship football team, and he maybe doesn't get enough credit from an offensive standpoint. Jaden Peraza just has the 1-2 boom, step on the interior, and Chase Miller has got the best name in the tournament for the Kindred Vikings. He maybe doesn't do a lot offensively, but he's in there for defense. He's in there for rebounds, causing havoc. So at the end of the day, who is it going to be as a senior? 1996 for Kindred, that they're trying to snap that streak. On the opposite side, Kindred, the defending state and region champ here. Whoever wins this one, Joel, if 4 wins Milwaukee and wins in Region 4, they should be the 2 seed heading to the state tournament next week. If 4 wins loses, then whoever wins this one should be the number 1 seed up in Minot, which, by the way, Minot treated the Kindred faithful pretty well last year up in the Magic City.
Yeah, and that's something when you look at this region, and we cover so much of Region 1 throughout the regular season, throughout the playoffs. You try to stay as unbiased as you can, but how much better did Central Cass make Kindred on Tuesday night? How much better did Oak Grove make Enderlin on Tuesday night in the sense that they just pushed each other? They've continued to push each other up and down this region. Our 3rd place game, Central Cass and Oak Grove, as Central Cass ranked team ends up winning, but you go into that game, final game of the season, you think it's going to be a toss-up between those 2. This region from top to bottom has tested these teams, and now it just comes down to this one game.
Yeah, 32 minutes, and, that's the one thing that the final message to the guys, especially those seniors, is you're only going to get 32 more minutes. The nice thing is if you come out of here with a win, you're guaranteed another week of basketball. You're guaranteed another 3 more games with this team, but at the end of the day, all that you're guaranteed is tonight here at the Blick Reactivity Center. So this has been a really good region from top to bottom. Ironically, like the girls, it's seed 1 versus seed 3, where seed 1 was Kindred against seed 3 Northern Cass, and it was the number 1 seed Kindred that eventually won a state championship with a perfect season. A little bit different now. It's Enderlin with the 1 seed, Kindred with the 3. Can the 1 continue like we saw on the boys' side, Joel? On the girls' side, Joel, can it continue here? So it's a little different, but still, no one's going to be mad that Enderlin beats Kindred. I'll tell you that much. Kindred's had a lot of success in a lot of sports as of late, but at the same point, too, we've expected Enderlin to be here the last couple of years, and they haven't been. They've gotten upset in the quarters against Tri-State 2 years ago. They got upset against Fargo Oak Grove in the semifinals. So, for the Grover faithful that's in attendance, for the Central Cass faithful that's still in attendance, for those teams that are waiting to see if their name will get called for an all-region type of a player later on, I'm curious who the 50-50 fans in this crowd cheer for. If it's, well, Kindred's been there, done that last year, so let's go Enderlin, or, well, Enderlin has been around and we've expected them to be here, so if the Kindred faithful wins it again, then so be it. I'm curious what those 50-50 fans in a packed Blickery is going to kind of, go for a little bit later on.
And you look at this this Enderlin lineup, and you talk about a once in a decade, one time only style team, in the sense that you have 2 Power 5 D1 commits. You have a guard who's going to go play for a very good JUCO program in Lake Region once his high school career wraps up. To get that caliber of play, Enderlin knows they have something special, and they'd love to extend that tonight. Well, Kindred would like to continue to extend their run and go for back-to-back state championships in Class B. It's the Irie Insurance pregame show. We'll step aside, back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop, and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial, and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton, or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters is a group of parents, coaches, and community members whose mission is to enrich the Lisbon athletic community by providing financial support for Lisbon high school athletic programs and events. If you're interested in getting involved, they invite you to join the Bronco Athletic Booster Group on Facebook for more information. The Lisbon Athletic Boosters wishes the best to all athletes competing today.
A-Country offers a wide range of internal growth. If you have a goal in mind and you put your mind to it, your successes can be endless.
There are so many jobs within this company that you can rotate into.
I like challenges. A-Country gives me challenges.
Yeah, A-Country is a great place to work. There's plenty of flexibility. You're never tied to your desk. There's a team here that is always there for you.
Yeah, grab your role and run with it. And always be aware of the opportunities because they're in front of you.
This is the Irie Insurance pregame show, the Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship game on YourLiveEvent.com. Both teams huddled around their benches. It's time now to meet our starting lineups for tonight's game, and we will start with the Kindred Vikings, who are the visitors on the scoreboard. That's how closely contested this region was for 1, 2, and 3, but it will be Kindred, the lower seed in this matchup, and leading off, or excuse me, in the starting lineup, almost getting into the baseball mode a little early there, Chase. In the lineup will be a 5'11 senior, number 2, Brock Whale, a 6'5 senior, number 22, Paul Olson, a 6'6 senior, number 23, Max McQuillan, a 6'6 senior, number 30, Jaden Peraza, and a 6'5 sophomore, number 44, Riley Sunram. Whale, Olson, McQuillan, Peraza, and Sunram for the Kindred Vikings. 19-2 overall this season. Number 3 seed in this tournament, number 2 in the final Class B boys basketball poll of the 2021-2022 season. And it was Peraza and Sunram who really kept things going in that first half against Central Cass in the semifinals. Sunram finished that game with 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 for 2 on threes, made the only 2 threes for Kindred in that game, while Peraza finished with 18 points, 7 boards. They really kept it close in the first half, a half where the first lead change came in favor of Kindred with 24 seconds left in the half. That was the first lead change in any of that game, and it came in the final 24 seconds. Paul Olson would finish that game with 17 points. Now the starting lineup for the Enderlin Eagles. It will be a 5'9" junior number 3, Trey Wall, a 6'9" senior number 10, Gus Hurlbert, a 5'11" senior number 11, Elijah Dixon, a 6'6" junior number 20, Carson Bartholomew, and a 6'11" senior number 23, Joel Hurlbert. Wall, Hurlbert, Dixon, Bartholomew, and Hurlbert for the Enderlin Eagles. They are coached by head coach Calvin Kraft. 17-5 on the season, number 1 seed in this tournament, number 4 team, and the final Class B boys basketball poll of the season. Our officials for this game, Logan Finkston, Hunter Finkston, and Dana Cutter. They will officiate this Region 1 boys basketball championship game. A lot of offensive firepower for the Enderlin Eagles 1 through 5. Joe Hurlbert, 25 points, 15 rebounds a game. Gus Hurlbert, 17 points, 9 rebounds. Carson Bartholomew in double figures. Elijah Dixon nearing double figures. Their 1 through 5 is as powerful it gets in Class B boys basketball in the state of North Dakota. That has been our starting lineups. Opening tip-off when we return as we wrap up our Irie Insurance pregame show. It's the Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship on yourliveevent.com.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Welcome back to Wahpeton Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship game on yourliveevent.com. I'm Joel Morgan, Chase Miller here. Joey Knuckles on the camera for this one. Should be a good one. Again, 2 top 5 teams in the state matching up here for a trip onto state. It's Hurlbert and Peraza, and the opening tip is into the hands of Elijah Dixon. And Dixon will one hand to Trey Wall, takes a look inside, back to Dixon, on to Gus Hurlbert. Feed to the post, comes to Joe Hurlbert. Under double coverage, will dribble to the corner. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Will go to Gus Hurlbert to Joe, up for 3. Airballed, rebound was in the hands of Olson. Comes out of his hands, was touched by Trey Wall, and it'll be Kindred's basketball.
You'll give Carson Bartholomew that left baseline shot. Also fun on the interior. Jaden Peraza guarding Joe Hurlbert. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then Riley Sunram was guarding the other Joe. So that one is going to be the matchup early.
Yeah, and that's just it. Oh, a nice steal as through the lane is Joe Hurlbert. He'll bring it up court. The bigs matching up inside. Those 4 or 5 matchups are going to be fun to watch, like you said, as we're going to get a foul off ball. And I believe it will be against Sunram. Either Sunram or McQuillan. Didn't see what the official sign was. It will be McQuillan, his first, team's first. Chase, we talked about fouls could be a factor in this game, particularly if it comes against the Enderlin Eagles, as Joel Hurlbert feeds inside to Gus. Gus through double covers, puts it up, gets fouled, and Gus Hurlbert to the line to shoot 2.
Early on, a lot of people across the state have said, hey, I look at Enderlin's lineup and I see these guys shooting 3 sometime in the first quarter that are 6'10 and 6'10. Why aren't they going on the inside? Calvin Kraft might have heard the noise. They're going inside early right now with Gus Hurlbert.
And Gus Hurlbert will hit the first. Gus, a preferred walk-on at Northwestern, will become a Wildcat next year, has forced me to change my attire going to the Region 1 tournament as Gus Hurlbert hits both shots, makes it 2-0 in favor of the Enderlin Eagles on a Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Chase, at one point I was probably the only Northwestern fan in the state of North Dakota. That has now changed. The entire town of Enderlin will join in on that as Whale held up on the block, comes to shoot off the iron. Rebound McQuillan misses the putback. This time it's Joe Hurlburt taking away the rebound, and the Eagles will bring the ball up court, leading 2-0. Hurlburt to the basket is going to be fouled. I believe it's Paul Olson, and it will not lead to shots. McQuillan, Olson, Whale, 3 of the 5 starters, each committing a foul to start out this game. Approaching 6.5 to go in the first quarter. Ball handled by Elijah Dixon. Dixon bounces a pass to Gus Hurlburt. Gus from the left elbow, shot in and out. Rebound to Riley Sunram. He'll find McQuillan, and McQuillan's going to be fouled by Bartholomew.
And Bartholomew's kind of picked up some foul trouble in game number 1 against Richland. We had Wall and Ammerman pick up some foul trouble. Everyone seemed like they were in foul trouble except the Hurlburts again in the semifinals. One thing, though, Kindred's not doing is the triangle and 2 that Oak Grove threw out at them in the semis.
Ball comes to the corner, handled by McQuillan. Comes to the far corner, Sunram for 3, hits it. Had the only 2 made threes for Kindred in their semifinal win, and he delivers one here to put Kindred in front. Dixon will come to the near side to Wall. Feeds to Joe Hurlburt. Calls for Gus to cut towards him. Will feed to Gus. One-on-one with Sunram. Feeds inside the post. Finds Joe Hurlburt. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Nice feed to Wall. He's denied. Picks up the loose ball. Comes to Dixon. Dixon beyond the arc. Bartholomew on the drive. Puts it up. Knocked down. No foul. And we're going to see a foul come against Trey Wall as he had knocked down Brock Whale. Second Eagles foul.
2 huge time blocks by Paul Olson. The first on the inside against Wall. The second one comes from behind to get Bartholomew. And by the way, Joel, this is standing room only because across the way, there's kids that have climbed about 5 or 6 rows, which is probably a fire hazard, but we're not going to tell anybody right now in Wapaton.
Well, we just told the world there on that one. It's going to say, I don't know if they have permission to be up there, but it is a packed house. You can feel the heat, literal heat, out here in the Blickery. Driving, Sunram hands it off to Whale. He gets held up. Back to Sunram, into the hands of Paul Olson. Peraza over Hurlburt, shot in and out. It's Joe Hurlburt with the rebound. He will shut himself of Riley Sunram and brings the ball up court inside of 5 to go in this first quarter. 3-2 in favor of Kindred on a Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Feed to Joe Hurlburt. He gets his first 2. Back on top is Enderlin.
Peraza was fronting. Backside help by Well just comes up late, and that's too easy for a guy that's 6'10".
Yeah, it's just towering, the height of those two. And Peraza's got some height to him. Sunram's got some height to him. There's some height in this Kindred lineup, and they still just look short compared to those two. As Whale up to drive, hesitation, blocked by Gus Hurlburt. And Hurlburt, they're going to say, got the hand. Gus Hurlburt's first, team's third. Both team now with 3 fouls apiece. Actually, it looks like it's going to go against Trey Wall. If it is, it's his second. Yeah, it won't be against Gus. It'll be against Trey. That is his second, team's third. Gets Brock Whale to the free throw line to shoot 2.
That's one where Trey just has to know the situation better. You got a man that's Gus Hurlburt, that he doesn't even need to jump to alter shots. And that's what Gus did. The problem is Trey came across enough to try to go down and swipe the basketball. He got enough of the wrist. Now he's going to be in foul trouble. And here we go again. If you're an Enderlin Eagle fan, you got a little foul trouble against Richland. He had a lot of foul trouble against Oak Grove. So now it's just a matter of just someone else pick up 2, Joel, before we get to the end of this first quarter.
Whale knocks down the second free throw. Kindred back on top. We've had 3 lead changes come in this first quarter alone. Our first lead change in the semifinals for Kindred came with 24 seconds left to play in the half. About near the halfway point of this first quarter, Chase, is this kind of how you saw this game going?
Yeah, the one stat for Enderlin fans that are probably paranoid that I'm saying it, the Eagles are 1-3 when held under 55 points this year, Joel. And how this one is going, it's going under 55 points in its tempo right now.
Feed comes to Ammerman. Ammerman comes to shoot. Osi with the block. He retains a loose ball to the corner, Bartholomew. And Bartholomew, he is blocked by McQuillan. McQuillan feeds to Sunram, and he gets fouled by Gus Hurlburt. There's that foul that I accidentally gave to him earlier. He'll get that one here, and it's a trip to the free throw line for Sunram. And you're absolutely right, Chase, is this pace is slower than both of these teams are used to, but talked about in the pregame how well both of them are able to play in both situations, a slowed down game, a sped up game, and they're both deciding to slow this one down a little bit. I don't know if they're deciding. I think they might just both be D'ing each other up that well that it slowed the pace as the first free throw in for Sunram.
Well, remember how many points Kindred needed to win a state championship last year against EKM? 40, and they only gave up 34. So if it's a slugfest and you want to go 12 rounds, Kindred has shown that they can win that kind of way as well.
7-4, Kindred takes a 3-point lead, the largest we've seen on either side on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Hurlbert's shot altered by Sunram and was picked up on the baseline by Ammerman, picked up by Joe Hurlbert, and he tripped over Sunram and loses it out of bounds.
I have 5 turnovers so far. 5 blocks by Kindred as a team so far, Joel. We talked about the size by Enderlin. It has been the guys getting up and altering and blocking shots by Kindred that's allowed them to get to this 3-point edge.
McQuillan, one hand on the near side, finds Olsen. Olsen drives the lane back beyond the arc to McQuillan. McQuillan to Peraza, and he is denied by Joe Hurlbert. Peraza's got some jumps, and he's going to get this one swatted out of bounds. 3:16 left to go in the quarter.
Really good job by Joe to get ball, not the body, to not pick up a foul there on Peraza.
Ball gets inbounded beyond the arc to Olsen, feeds inside, missed shot for McQuillan. Putback will miss, but he draws the foul. Max McQuillan to the line to shoot 2. Foul will be on Cade Ammerman, his first, team's 5th.
If you're Kindred, you've been to the free throw line a lot so far, so if you're Bradwell, you like the aggressiveness, you like getting to the paint. We haven't really seen 3-point shots by Kindred so far, Joel. It's been working inside. If you have the driving kick, take it. But so far, 3 different guys have been in the free throw line for head coach Bradwell.
McQuillan, the third man to the line, hits his first, makes it 8-4, a 4-point lead, the largest we've seen on either side. Second one good. Enderlin in front by 5. The ball gets worked to Eliza Dixon. The senior will go to Lake Region next year. Feeds up court, finds Ammerman, held up on the block. Will go back to Hurlbert. Now to Gus Hurlbert to Dixon. Dixon from the free throw line, good. Ears must have been burning. He hits 2, makes it 9-6, cuts his team's deficit down to 3, comes up and will D up McQuillan. McQuillan skips to the far side. Olsen pulls up for 2. Miss. Peraza the rebound. Turns, gets over Hurlbert. Hits his 2. Not this time, Chase.
2-3 zone that time by the Enderlin Eagles. They get the skip. Olsen is able to get the shot up, but there's no backside help, and Peraza able to take advantage of it. He's just a beneficiary. 4 different Vikings already, Joel, in the scoring column.
Ball handled by Bartholomew. Throws in the lane to Hurlbert and gets it. Peraza took a swipe at the shot, missed. Hurlbert gets 2. It's 11-8, and we got a timeout taken by Enderlin. 2:03 left to go first quarter. 11-8 Kindred on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. We'll be back on YourLiveEvent.com.
Is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsboro, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
We are back on YourLiveEvent.com. 11-8, Kindred leads Enderlin in the Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship game. Stay tuned after the broadcast. We will get the announcement of the all-region team, the coach and player of the year, as well as talk to members of this winning team. Miller with the basketball. He checked into the game, goes to Osi, to Peraza. Peraza kicks to the corner to Miller. Miller guarded by Hurlburt, finds Osi top of the key for a three, off the iron, rebound backhanded away by Bartholomew, and it looked like it came off the hand of Olsen. It does. It's Enderlin's basketball. Carson Bartholomew will inbound to Elijah Dixon.
So far, Kindred, man defense. We haven't seen a lot of trapping action. Sometimes Joe will throw that 1-3-1 zone out there.
Missed shot by Dixon, rebound Hurlburt, and he will be fouled. There was 3 on him. I think it's going to be Osi. That's who the official will put the foul on. Foul number 4 for the Kindred Vikings. Gives Enderlin a chance to reset. Bartholomew, baseline left side. Long inbounds, picked up by Joe Hurlburt, comes right to Dixon, back to Bartholomew. Guarded by McQuillan, drives towards the baseline, bounces a pass, Peraza picks it off, and it immediately gets fouled by Joe Hurlburt. So I believe now that would make 4 of the 5 starters for Enderlin have a foul attached to their name. Enderlin down by 5. 3 lead changes coming here in the first quarter. We've had 1 tie. It's about exactly how we thought this game could look. I asked so many people who I had in this one, and I said it's just honestly too close to call as the ball comes to Olsen. Hesitation, gets by Hurlburt, gets 2. Olsen gets his first 2 of the game. And then Kindred back in front by 5, under a minute to go in the first quarter.
And every starter now for Kindred is in the scoring column already in this first quarter.
Hurlburt tries to feed inside. That was Joe to Gus, back to Dixon. He'll hand it off to Bartholomew. 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 12 on the shot clock. 3 is up and in for Joe Hurlburt. With ease, knocks down the tray, makes it a 2-point game, and a blocking foul on Bartholomew, his second. Bartholomew and Wall, 2 of the 5 starters for Enderlin, each with a pair of fouls.
It goes back to our pregame conversation saying, what's it going to be a difference maker in this one? I went to the depth of Enderlin, and it's already getting tested. And also, Kindred is taking full-on advantage from the free throw line so far. Hurlburt, Joe, in the first 2 games against Richland and Oak Grove, in the quarters and semis, kind of hung in the weeds a little bit, allowed other guys to get some shots up, kind of get in rhythm. Right now, he sees where this game is going. He's taking it to himself, and he can literally carry a team to a Region 1 title if he can get 35-40. I think the question, if you're Brad Whale, is how many can you give Joe before it's too much, right? As long as we give Joe maybe, okay, we'll give him 30, but if we don't give anybody else big numbers, maybe Kindred can come away with the win.
And McQuillan falls victim to the broadcaster jinx because Chase Miller said how well they were shooting from the free throw line.
I didn't say they were 6-6. I said they were shooting really well.
First missed free throw for Kindred, and the basketball into the hands of Elijah Dixon. Shot clock is off, down to our final 11 seconds in counting. Joe Hurlburt with the basketball, calls for some movement from Gus, dribbles off the screen. Sunram stays with him, will lose the dribble, loses the ball out of bounds. Sunram tried to grab it last second. Not the worst thing to happen to Enderlin because they have a chance to reset and potentially get a tying shot off in time. Gus Hurlburt at the baseline. Inbounds to Wall, back inside to Hurlburt. Sunram will knock it away, and it comes to Brock Whale, who was going to give the heave-ho, and then Hurlburt stepped in front as the first quarter comes to an end. Kindred 13, Enderlin 11. We'll be back on YourLiveEvent.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good citizens from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful and innovative opportunities for our students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbonpublicschools.com.
On our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Kindred 13, Enderlin 11, Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship. I'm Joel Morgan. That's Chase Miller alongside me. I almost said I'm Chase Miller, which I am in fact not. The only other Chase Miller in this building is on the court. As Sunram on the near side, skips across, finds McQuillan. McQuillan comes to drive. Will feed the ball to Presley Peraza, who's seeing his first action of the game. And we're going to get a foul call, off ball, go against Sunram, his first, team's fifth.
Trying to get the skip, and Sunram was just kind of trying to close on the skip to now allow Hurlburt to come out. The problem was he was moving, so he wasn't set for a screen. Gets the foul, but again, you're going to have to skip the ball against this zone defense, which, by the way, Enderlin went to early in that first quarter.
Trey Wall with the basketball on the post, goes back to Bartholomew, now to Hurlburt. Guarded by Peraza. Able to feed to Bartholomew. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Bartholomew drives, try to send a pass down low, picked off by Kindred. Wasn't the cleanest steal, but they'll take it as McQuillan with the basketball. Feeds to the hands of Brock Whale, up for three, hits the iron, rebound Sunram, put back, misses, and the Hurlburts will get the rebound. I think they both pulled that one down. Joel ultimately came away with it, and will go to Elijah Dixon.
And Gus was awfully close to picking up his second foul there, though. Good job by Joe to get the basketball and get that ball out of a dangerous situation with him and Sunram.
Dixon drives, looks to kick, came off someone's hands, and Whale will pick it up. Feeds to McQuillan, to Sunram, stops on the box, back beyond the arc to Whale, will lose the pass out of bounds. At Kindred, it's nothing too fancy, right? It's just simple on defense. Just get hands everywhere in passing lanes and plays. Don't commit a foul, and they've done that here for the first about a minute and a half to start the second quarter.
That's the reason why they're only giving up 41 points per contest. I mean, again, if this is a low-scoring game, you know, Enderlin gives up 54. You feel like it probably favors Kindred a little bit more, but you're not going to also say, well, if it's in the 60s, that it favors Enderlin. You know, Kindred can get up and down the floor with the best of them when they want to transition.
Bartholomew looks at Hurlburt, instead goes to Dixon, top of the key. Now to Joe Hurlburt. Looking around for help, guarded by Peraza, comes off a screen, and we're going to see a foul on Peraza. Jaden's first.
Unlike Enderlin, where you have a couple now in foul trouble, Kindred spread out the wealth in the foul trouble, Joe. You got 6 players with 1 right now for Bradwell.
Dixon brings it onto the near side. Both teams now in the bonus. Joe Hurlburt comes back, trying to shed his defender, throws a pass to Bartholomew. He's left unguarded, up for 3 and hits it. And back in front is Enderlin, 14-13, inside of 6 to play in the second quarter. And answering right back with 2, Swenson.
Joe Hurlburt tried to take the charge. The problem was he was inside the semicircle, so all of a sudden Swenson goes, a 6'10" guy's going down the floor. I'm open.
Ball comes to Hurlburt, makes the pass to Bartholomew, brings it himself, guarded by Peraza, beyond the arc. Comes to Bartholomew, he drives, bodies on the floor, and it's a charge. I believe that is his third, and he will exit the game. Cade Ammerman will come in. 5:25 left in the half. It's a 1-point game. Decision time for Coach Kraft. Gonna have to pull one of his starters, a guy who's seen a lot of minutes this year right now in the biggest game of the season, and how long can you live without him? They're about to find out, as a 3 for Swenson. How about an X factor off the bench, Chase? He has hit 5 straight.
Well, as much as we want to talk about starters in this game, you talk about with coaches throughout the season, they say you get to situations like this, it's someone that you might not think of that could be the X factor in a contest like this.
And we're going to see a foul call. Is it Dixon?
Elijah tried to get through the screen of Sunram, And right now this is a teetering point. I know Calvin's already taken one timeout, but with where this is going, it just feels like it's opening up a little bit, that stream is becoming a river. And if Sunram can capitalize with these free throw opportunities on top of it, Joel.
Sunram making his second trip to the free throw line. First one for the sophomore, no good, but his teammate Paul Olson gets the rebound and hits the putback. So they get two regardless of the missed shot. 20-14, advantage Kindred on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
In Fortnite, do you have like the Michael Jordan arm at the end of Space Jam? Because that's what Paul Olson just pulled out right there.
Yeah, somehow he got the hands through everybody to make that play. Joe Hurlburt with the basketball. Over Peraza's shot was altered, picked up by McQuillan. And then Hurlburt goes to steal it back, and he's going to be fouled.
And Calvin right now needs a timeout, and he's taking it, Joel.
4:28 left to play in the first half. 2014, Kindred leads Enderlin in the Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship game. We'll be back on YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome to Ada, Minnesota. There's much to offer for new residents and much to do once you're here. Medical facility, living community, and assistant living. A beautiful school campus providing quality education. The Deco Center with a 24-hour fitness center. A community of faith with church and youth programs. Auto dealers, bowling, theater, farm implement and agronomy centers. Banks, retail and service businesses, a radio station, and much more. With employment and housing available. Welcome to the City of Ada to work, raise a family, and relax. Contact the City of Ada for more information.
On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Kindred 20, Enderlin 14, Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship game. Let's look at the starters for Enderlin. Trey Wall, 2 fouls. Gus Hurlburt, a foul. Elijah Dixon, a foul. Carson Bartholomew, 3 fouls. Joe Hurlburt just picking up his second foul, and that has been the difference maker here in this second quarter, has been the foul situation for the Enderlin Eagles, who don't run a deep rotation as is. And now they're going to have to look to make some changes here with a whole lot of basketball left to play. 6 points, nowhere near an insurmountable amount for this team to pull back in front with. But Chase, they're going to have to do it with some different looks of personnel.
And that's how Calvin Kraft, how does he work the final 4 minutes and 28 seconds? Because more than likely Bartholomew's not coming back on the floor. You can ill afford to have him pick up his fourth in the first half. So how can, with the 6-man rotation, the other 5, get this puppy into the half, and also not pick up fouls along the way and put Kindred to the line. And number 2, only be down by 6 or 5 points at the most. If Kindred gets up by 10 or 12 and you have to chase the game, that's where it becomes very, very dangerous against Kindred in the second half.
Second free throw in for McQuillan. He goes 1 for 2. 21-14 the score, 7-point lead for Kindred. Dixon with the basketball, and you wonder, Chase, is when do you start looking at some of these guys who have seen some valuable varsity minutes this season, or some meaningful varsity minutes? Do you take the risk of rolling those guys in, as Dixon for 3 will miss? Long rebound picked up by Swenson. Swenson's been an X factor off the bench. He has scored 5 points in the second quarter for Kindred. Ball handled by McQuillan. Peraza hands this one off to Swenson. He will drive, blocked by Hurlburt. Ball still loose, picked up by Trey Wall.
Really good block by Joe, able to come from behind, time it perfectly. I think the guy that needs to step up right now for Enderlin might be some outside shots, could be Elijah Dixon if they get this one the front court consistently enough.
Hurlburt's pass is stolen, comes to Olsen! My goodness! Wow. 23-14. The entire Kindred side erupted, Chase.
I think Paul Olson has pogo sticks for legs.
Here comes Hurlburt. He'll miss. Rebound picked up by Olson. That gets the crowd going. 9-point lead now for Kindred. McQuillan with the basketball to Sunram. 20 seconds on the shot clock for Kindred. Peraza for 3, a little too strong. Rebound, Joe Hurlburt.
Back to that dunk, though. That might be the dunk of March in North Dakota. I know Sam had some good ones, but that was in transition over Elijah Dixon with authority there for Paul Olson.
Ball into the hands of Ammerman. It's just It's been impressive, the hang time of some of these big guys in this tournament all around. Hurlburt misses the shot, had the rebound, and a heads-up play by Peraza just knocks it away. His team gets it. He goes for the jam and draws the foul.
And Wall's going to be the guilty party, Joel, so here we go again, right? It was just 20-14. Now you get a couple, you get a dunk, you get a stop. It seems like Enderlin's been stuck at 14 for an eternity if you're wearing orange and black in the gym right now. And all of a sudden, that transition game by Kindred, right? They don't show it a lot sometimes, but when there's numbers, they'll take advantage. They don't need to get up and down the floor and make it an 80-point game, but when there's a long shot, a long rebound, and there's advantage, these guys can get up. And Peraza and Olsen are two of them, and they can put on a show at the rim.
And we saw that in the semifinals as Peraza hits the first shot. Again, that whole play started with Peraza read the situation, saw where the ball was going, and just took it away from pressure. As the second shot good, he knocks down two. We'll get you score updates throughout other region games here tonight. We do have an update. Hazen and Bowman County is tied at 28 at the half. We'll thank one of our big fans, Palm, for that score update. Again, we'll have you more numbers coming up at halftime here of the Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship game in about just a little bit over 2 minutes. Kindred led 13-11 at the end of the first quarter after a back-and-forth first quarter. Enderlin took an early lead, and then some foul trouble has put the momentum to Kindred as Dixon hits a three. The 6th point this quarter for Enderlin. They needed that one. Sunram drives in, able to feed to Osi. Finds an open shooter up top. Here comes two. That one off the backboard. Missed shot for Peraza. Presley Peraza missing that shot. Rebound Olsen. Ball gets set in motion. Osi from the lane will miss. Rebound Joe Hurlburt. Finds Elijah Dixon. Dixon up for another three. Will miss. Rebound Enderlin Kindred almost turned that one over. As a long pass up court comes from Olsen, up for three, will miss. OC had the rebound, lost it, picked up by Wall. Wall drives, sends to Hurlburt, too strong, a battle to keep it in bounce, and it was last touch by McQuillan. Oh, they're gonna say it was last touch by Wall.
Yeah, I don't think Calvin Kraft is saying that Ammerman was the one to touch it after Wall was the one to drive it down hard. Give credit to McQuillan, he stood his ground. He saw Wall come into him and trying to get the Euro step with Trey, ran out of real estate, so threw a pass over, and Ammerman and McQuillan went after it, and the ref says, hey, Kindred basketball, but great hustle on the floor by both teams.
Ball comes to Whale, and this one will be knocked out of bounds by Trey Wall. 57.2 seconds left in the first half, 25-17 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Region 1 championship game here on YourLiveEvent.com. Inbound to Peraza, guarded by Hurlburt, looks for help and throws a pass, just kept in bounds by Whale to Peraza, up for two, gets it. What a sequence of events there for Kindred. They lead by 10, 27-17.
And right now, anytime Joe is going to the post, there's two jerseys around him. They are not going to let Joe Hurlburt beat them in this game if they can afford it.
Gus Hurlburt's shot will miss. Joe Hurlburt the rebound. Put back for two. 27-19.
Someone's got to box out 6'11". I'm just saying.
No easy task. Sunram in the corner. In the lane, Peraza, hesitation off Gus Hurlburt and a travel call. 12.7 seconds left to go in the first half. We'll have our first half numbers coming up. We'll also get you some score updates throughout Class B basketball here in the great state of North Dakota. All of that is coming up here on YourLiveEvent.com. Dixon in the lane, shot will miss. OC the rebound. He will take the half-court heave. It's going to be close. It was a little high. Look closer from up here as our first half comes to an end. Enderlin trails Kindred 27-19. We'll be back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Rock Solid Concrete. Give them a call at 701-238-4523 to get a free estimate on all your concrete projects. Services provided are, but not limited to, decorative stamp patios, decorative stamp sidewalks, new and replacement driveways and sidewalks, garage, shop, and shed pad floors, and residential and commercial flat work. They would love to sit down with you and find a plan that works best for your projects. Call Rock Solid Concrete at 701-238-4523.
The team at Maple River Grain and Agronomy wishes the best of luck to the players in today's game. Maple River Grain and Agronomy is proudly serving producers, accessing markets, and building relationships in eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. They offer a variety of grain marketing and agronomy solutions. See the latest updates by following MRGA on social media. They're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Check out the website at mrga.com to learn more about Maple River Grain and Agronomy and how they can serve you and your operation.
Sometimes it's tough being a dad. Kids grow up fast, don't even want me around anymore. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. Hugs mean a lot to a dad. So, with Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
This is Chris Brecken from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. We will be holding our Hillsboro Operator Clinic Monday, March 21st. To register, visit planterdoc.com. This clinic will provide the opportunity to brush up on monitor setup and operation of precision planting systems. RDK Enterprises Operator Clinic, Monday, March 21st at our Hillsboro store. We look forward to visiting with you. To see the agenda and register for this event, visit planterdoc.com.
All your needs under one roof. The Days Inn and Governor's Water Park in Castleton with cozy hotel rooms, water park, restaurant, and pub all in one location. And they're accepting resumes and interviews for front desk, housekeeping, and restaurant staff. A friendly work environment, competitive pay. Visit the website cassin.com, click on the employment tab, or call 701-347-4524. The Governor's Inn Water Park special this month, half-price wristbands at the water park and 30% off all birthday packages. Much more than just a hotel. The Days Inn and Governor's Water Park in Castleton, 701-347-4524.
On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Region 1 Boys Basketball Championship matchup, Kindred 27, Enderlin 19. The Vikings have led by as much as 10 in this game. Well, it started out back and forth, a handful of lead changes in the first quarter, a tie or two, and then Kindred got the lead 13-11. Enderlin took a quick lead in the second quarter and then chased. It was fouls by the bunches for Enderlin that right away started with losing Carson Bartholomew to 3 fouls. You get Trey Wall with 3 fouls. Enderlin, who doesn't have a very deep bench already, making some changes in the first half.
Bartholomew went out with those fouls with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left to play in the first half. It was 15-14 Kindred. All that Kindred did, Joel, was score 12 points and limit Enderlin to 5 to close out the first half. So right now, if you're Enderlin, one, Trey Wall and Bartholomew cannot pick up a foul in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. They can just ill afford to do so. Number two, if Hurlburt, that's Joe, picks up a foul early, that would be his third. So foul situation is paramount here for the Enderlin Eagles. But you can't trade buckets with Kindred either. You need to go on a 6-2, 8-2 run, put some pressure on Kindred. That second quarter, 14-8, Kindred outscored Enderlin. And it's been a balanced effort. It's not one particular player right now by Kindred, but this is what they do. Paul Olson, we know, can go off for 20. Peraza can go off for 15, 18 points, but it's a team unified defense. They've been winning the battle at the rim right now as well in terms of rebounds, block shots, alternating shots. They've gotten the dunks from Paul Olson. Jaden Peraza almost was able to get a big-time dunk as well. This is one of those situations where if I'm Enderlin, you're only down 8, which is the good news. But at the end of the day, rebounds are going to be in favor of Kindred. If you're going to look at points in the paint, they're going to be in favor of Kindred. The turnovers really haven't, cost one team or another greatly. It's not like Enderlin has 20 turnovers, and that's been their bugaboo. But if I'm Calvin Kraft in the second half, Elijah Dixon has to hit a 3. Trey Wall needs to hit a shot. They're double-teaming Joe Hurlburt, and they're going to help out a lot with Gus. So, those two guys are going to get 3, if not 3.5 blue jerseys around them. So someone else other than a Hurlburt is going to have to come up big, and it might be Bartholomew if he can stay out of foul trouble early in the third quarter.
Yeah, and he's been able to score in bunches this season. So, yeah, you got to keep those guys out of foul trouble, keep them in this game. Let's get a look at some of our team numbers. Enderlin shooting 33%, 3 for 5 on threes, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. For the Kindred Vikings, 32%, 2 for 7 on threes, 9 for 12 from the free throw line. 5 lead changes, 1 tie, 11 points, the largest lead for Kindred at 1 point, 25 to 14. Rebounds in favor of Kindred, 19-13. That is 10 defensive for the Kindred Vikings. Some individual numbers for the Enderlin Eagles. Elijah Dixon, 5 points. Joe Hurlbert, 9 points, 6 rebounds. Gus Hurlbert with 2 points. Carson Bartholomew with 3 points. For the Kindred Vikings, as Chase mentioned, it's been distributed offensively. Paul Olson with 6 points. Jaden Peraza with 6 points. Jorgen Swenson off the bench with 5. Brock Whale with 2. Max McQuillan with 3 points, 2 rebounds for the Kindred Vikings. Again, they lead at the half 27-19. We'll get you some more scores from other games going on tonight when we return on yourliveevent.com.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
The Kindred Vikings Booster Club is an organization of parents and community members that supports and encourages the advancement to Kindred athletic programs, focusing on wholesome school spirit, promoting good sportsmanship, and developing high ideals of character. For more information, or if you'd like to be part of the Kindred Vikings Booster Club, send an email to kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. That's kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Vikings!
Day Kids Farms of Ada, Minnesota, celebrating 63 years, is having their annual bull and female sale March 26th, 1:30 p.m., selling Angus and Poll Hereford yearling bulls along with 12 open elite heifer calves and 4 F1 baldy heifers. Go to www.daykitchfarms.com. Again, that's DAKITCH farms.com. All cattle sell DNA-tested carcass data and semen checked.
Welcome back to yourliveevent.com on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Kindred 27, Enderlin 19 in the Region 2 championship game, which we also have on yourliveevent.com. Grafton leading Hillsborough Central Valley 32-19 at the half. Lemoore Litchfield Marion a 23-2 lead over Ellendale at halftime of Region 4. Shiloh Christian against Wilton Wing, Region 5. They lead 39-22 at the half. 4 wins, a 35-19 lead against Harvey Wells County, Region 4 at the half. While Hazen and Bowman County were tied at 28 halftime last time we checked. We'll step aside one last time, back with the second half of our Region 1 championship game. You're watching high school basketball on yourliveevent.com.
Dakota Heritage Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsborough, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Your local Castleton agents, Scott Kramer and Tyler Wadslin, wish the Squirrels the best of luck this postseason.
27-19, Kindred leads. We're getting ready for the start of the second half here on yourliveevent.com. I'm Joel Morgan, Chase Miller here. We want to thank all of our sponsors who have made our coverage of postseason basketball possible. throughout this season here in Region 1, our Region 2 coverage, our EDC coverage, all of our postseason coverage. We appreciate our sponsors very much for helping us bring these broadcasts on yourliveevent.com. Please make sure you patronize our sponsors as well as thank them for getting these helping us get these games on the air. Elijah Dixon with the basketball to begin the second half for the Eagles. We'll go to Joe Hurlburt. Hurlburt in the lane over Peraza's shot, misses, rebound Brock Whale. Whale finds Peraza, guarded by Gus Hurlburt. Drives the baseline, sends a pass. Joe Hurlburt deflects it. It's grabbed by Trey Wall, and he is going to be fouled. That'll be on Whale, his second, team's first of the half.
Jaden Peraza has done a really nice job on Joe Hurlburt in terms of not fouling at the point of the shot. You know, he's got his hand up right there in front of Hurlburt's face, unable to really follow through properly, and he's done a really good job of not fouling as well when he's trying to wall him off.
There comes Hurlburt at the basket for two, and Enderlin opens second half scoring down by 6. Handled by McQuillan. Will come to Peraza. Feeds onto the post to Olsen, guarded by Dixon. Now coming in, Hurlburt blocks the shot. Kindred keeps it 3, top of the key, too strong for McQuillan. McQuillan got the rebound to Sunram, now to Olsen. He thought about the 3. Heel drive, up for 2, off the backboard, misses. Put back though, right there for McQuillan. And Kindred answers right back.
Second chance opportunities, and in that possession, Dixon was guarding Olsen because Bartholomew has 3 fouls, and that is going to be a mismatch on the inside for Kindred.
Joe Hurlburt is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Foul, I believe, will be against Jaden Peraza. If it is, it will be his second. Hurlburt, 9 points in the first half, led all Enderlin Eagles in scoring. Now in double figures with 10. 29-21 the score. Carson Osee into the game. So Kindred making a substitution. Second shot from Hurlburt will miss. Peraza the rebound. It's Kindred's basketball. McQuillan guarded by Dixon. So now Peraza, hesitation, feeds back inside. McQuillan shot blocked by Hurlburt. He'll get the missed shot to Peraza. Hesitation and the layup.
Great shot fake by Peraza. Got Dixon and Hurlburt both up in the air with the shot fake. Able to find that little sliver of a hole for the 2 points.
Dixon from the free throw line, blocked by Olsen. Dixon gets it for another opportunity. Blocked by Sunram. Comes to Hurlburt. He puts it up off the glass, will miss. Two-handed, the rebound is Olsen. Long feed to Peraza and the layup. 33-22 Kindred, another 11-point lead. Back at the other end, Bartholomew the and one. That's the answer that Enderlin needed.
Well, they need something to go through the cylinder. And the difference in this game a little bit, Joel, has been the transition points by Kindred. Early on, it was the free throw line. Now it's the transition points. We haven't really seen the Hurlburts or Enderlin or Dixon get in the transition. Kindred has, and they have taken the most out of it when they've been able to do it.
Bartholomew completes the three-point play. 33-25 the score. Approaching 5.5 to go in the third quarter. Stay tuned after the broadcast. We'll get the announcement of the all-region team. Peraza to Sunram for the layup. Double-figure lead again for Kindred. We'll have the all-region team, the coach of the year, the senior athlete of the year, and then a chance to talk to members of the winning team. Feet to Hurlburt, sent out of bounds by Peraza, and he just kept running. I was not sure where he was going.
All right, and the thing is too, Joel, Jaden's fronting the entire time. So Enderlin needs a skip. They need something to allow Hurlburt to seal on the inside. They just can't move it to left wing or right wing and try to get a pass in.
Dixon for the deep three will miss. Sunran grabs the rebound. Able to find Olsen. Feeds to Sunram for 2, skips off the iron. Peraza the rebound, off the glass, will miss, gets the rebound again. No, taken away by Trey Wall. Under 5 to play in the third quarter. Wall Drops it back to Bartholomew. Bartholomew looks to dish it off back to Wall in the corner. 22 on the shot clock, a travel called against Trey Wall.
Tough one there for Enderlin. They've already taken 2 timeouts, and the one good news for Enderlin, they haven't really had too much of fouls like we talked about in the first half, but empty possessions against Kindred is like going through quicksand. It just is going to get quicker and quicker and quicker that these possessions are going to start limiting in the second half.
Ossie with the basketball, finds McQuillan, skips across to Olsen, over the defense, misses, rebound tipped by Hurlburt, goes the wrong way, finds McQuillan, now to Peraza, to the corner, Sunram for 3, hits it! His second made 3, he has 10, and Kindred up by 13. Bartholomew loses in the lane, goes to Sunram. Now to Olsen. Olsen hits the bucket but was fouled before.
Looks like Joe Hurlburt might be the guilty party there, just kind of drab a little bit of Paul Olsen. Doesn't want Olsen to have a chance to dunk on Dixon again, and right now it's all Kindred blue, Joel, in this third quarter.
Timeout, Eagles. We'll be back on yourliveevent.com.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you. Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
On a Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Kindred 38, Enderlin 25. It has been all Kindred here to start out this third quarter, and those foul troubles rearing their ugly head early in this third quarter for Enderlin. Joe Hurlburt called for his third foul. You have Wall, Bartholomew, and Hurlburt all with 3 fouls apiece. That is 3 of your starting 5.
And early in the third quarter, kind of back and forth a little bit. We just Joe obviously has got 12 points to lead the floor for Enderlin. That's great. He just hasn't had someone else to be the balance. Well, Kindred, 10 points with Peraza, 10 points with Sunram. McQuillan's got 5. Olsen's with 6. 5 points by Swenson off the bench. I mean, it's been more of the balanced diet right now for the Vikings, which is the reason why, Joel, that they got this advantage.
And I didn't see what happened with the ball, but it will go back to Enderlin.
Chase Miller with an illegal screen as he moved on that one, trying to get Olsen open on the baseline. So if you're Enderlin, Joe, you look up and the team fouls for Kindred right now. If you can attack the rim still, maybe you can find yourself in the bonus.
Feed to Hurlburt. Will come to Bartholomew, up for the big 3. That won't get there. Hurlburt went for the rebound. Sunram came over the back. Riley Sunram with 3. He is the first Viking with major foul trouble. And you knew fouls, the way these two teams play, the way you're going to have that battle with Sunram and Peraza and the Hurlburts, is that there was going to be a lot of fouls. It was just a matter of who started racking them up first. And it was Enderlin, but now it's kind of shifted a little bit more towards Kindred.
And Kindred's only got one more foul to give before Enderlin starts going to the bonus.
Ball gets inbounded to Ammerman, to Dixon, back to Ammerman. To the hands of Hurlburt. Inside to Gus Hurlburt. Over the defense, up for 2. Gus Hurlburt gets his 4th point of the game, 37-28 the score, 3.5 to play in the third quarter. OC drives and 1.
There's your answer for Kindred yet again. I mean, Olsen and Gus Hurlburt were just battling for it on the interior on the previous possession. And then OC just calmly goes to the paint, goes through some contact, Joel throws it up, and it just seems like those 50-50 loose balls, those little things have been going the way of the Kindred Vikings here.
And Olsen trying to make it a 3-point play. The freshman averaging just under 4 a game. He has played some minutes in this tournament. Misses the 3-point play. Rebound for Hurlburt. Yeah, it does, and not to take away at all from what Kindred has done here on the court. As Hurlburt lost the dribble, Peraza tried to get it in bounds, but brings it out of bounds himself. And not to take away at all from Kindred. They have played very well. That's why they're in this position, but they've had some of that luck. Those 50-50 plays have gone Kindred's way. They have put themselves in the position to have them go that way. You know, when you have a little bit of fouls to give, you don't have to be as tentative as Enderlin has had to have been in a few situations, as Gus Hurlburt hits a 3. He has scored the last 5 for Enderlin, makes it a 10-point game.
Well, get a shot up. It doesn't matter how pretty it is sometimes, Joel. It still counts for 3 points there with the bank open.
Olsen drives, layup good, and you said it right at halftime, Chase, is you can't go point for point with Kindred right now if you want to try to make that comeback. You're going to need stops. Dixon in the lane for 2 will miss. Rebound batted around. No one with clear control. Chase Miller gets it, almost turns it over as McQuillan has the basketball weaving through the defense. Finds OC. Hesitation for OC. Tries to bring it back beyond the arc and will come to McQuillan. Now to the near side 3. That will miss for Olsen. Bartholomew the rebound. Feed across from Joe to Gus Hurlburt, misses the shot and a foul. Will be Peraza. If it is, it's his 3rd. Nope, it's.
It looks to be Paul Olsen was over there playing the defense on Hurlburt. And Enderlin was fortunate there. Joe had the dribble. They kind of came over to try to hit the charge. Jump pass comes by Joe. He was fortunate to avoid the defense by Kindred. And then, yeah, Olsen just got too much of the wrist area there for Gus to get to the free throw line.
Miller out of the game. Peraza in. That's Presley Peraza on the court. So both Presley and Jaden into the game. Hurlburt's 2nd free throw off the end of the iron, and Jaden Peraza the rebound. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. A drive, layup will miss. Rebound Hurlburt taken away by Peraza, who finishes with 2. 14-point lead for Kindred. Bartholomew in the lane, gets 2, answers right back.
This is fine if you're Kindred. You'll play this tempo and play this pace as long as you're making field goals. Right now, Enderlin needs to get a 2 to 3 minute stretch where they just put the clamp on Kindred and get a 5-0, 6-0 run to really put some pressure on the Vikings as we get closer to the 4th quarter.
Peraza with the basketball from the left elbow, and that one was high and finds its way in. He has 12, 6 in this 3rd quarter alone, 46-32 the score. Ammerman finds Hurlburt. Hurlburt to the far corner, finds an open Bartholomew, 3 on the way, good. Bartholomew making up lost time with 8 points this quarter, makes it 46-35. Peraza off Hurlburt, off the backboard will miss. Joe Hurlburt the rebound.
Well, there's a stop after a score. Now you need to get another score here for Enderlin.
I was about to say that, Chase. That's half of what they need to do. They need to finish at the other end. Hurlburt goes to Bartholomew, stolen away by OC. OC just showed his patience, waited for the pass, picked it off. Under a minute to go, Kindred has the basketball. Drive for Olsen to Peraza, and we're going to see a foul. And it will be Bartholomew, and it will be his 4th.
It's a tough one, but right now Calvin Kraft more than likely to bring Bartholomew out here to end this 3rd quarter, but he'll be right back in the lineup pretty quickly in the 4th. The problem is, though, now if you're Enderlin, you're chasing the game, and you don't have a lot of guys to have fouls to give, where Calvin would have to go deeper into his bench and throw some guys that haven't played in this game, Joel, out there in a situation to potentially commit fouls if we get to that situation late in the 4th quarter.
Ball gets inbounded to Swenson. We'll go to Presley Peraza, now finds Jaden over the defense, shot blocked and a foul. And looks like Gus Hurlburt.
And we had him or Ammerman.
It'll be Ammerman, Ammerman's 3rd.
You could have probably given it to either of them, to be honest with you. That was a nice backdoor cut, though, by Jaden.
Update of that 4 Winds game against Harvey. They lead 48-27. Remember, 4 Winds, if they win, will likely be the number 1 seed for the tournament, leaving the winner of this game to be the 2 seed. Again, potentially it'll come down to the coach's decision, but in all likelihood that could be the scenario. So a few extra eyes on that game for the fans of this one here in the Region 1 Championship. Peraza misses the first. 18 points, 7 late rebounds in their semifinal win against Central Cass. He will miss the second. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by Kindred. It is Enderlin's basketball.
Enderlin, trailed it by 8. It just seems like Kindred just goes in these little mini circuits of 90 seconds, and they get another point here, another point there, and you look up, it doesn't feel like it's an 11-point game, but somehow they're up by double digits.
25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Ammerman comes to Joe Hurlburt. Hurlburt stops on the post, up to shoot, gets fouled.
And Peraza will pick up that one. Hurlburt just kind of ran out of the dribble there, did a nice job with just enough of a shot fake to keep it in there for Peraza to come across the body, pick up the body contact, and get to the free throw line. And with 3 now, again, Peraza's been the main on-ball defender on Hurlburt. So if Brad Whale takes him out, you're more than likely going to see a Sunram, but we've seen Sunram and Peraza be the 1-2 combination on the Hurlburt brothers. So how long does Jaden sit on the bench, Joel, for the next minute, maybe 2 minutes for Coach Brad Whale?
Sunram does come back in. Hurlburt missed the first free throw. You can hear the Kindred fans, the student section, giving it to Hurlburt as he misses the second free throw. And it's Presley Peraza with the rebound. We'll go to Brock Whale. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Ball to Peraza, blocked by Hurlburt, denies him out of bounds.
There's still enough time, though, for Kindred, Joel, for a catch and pass, a catch and dribble. You got to go quick, but there's still enough time where you don't need a catch and shoot variety right now for the Vikings.
1.5 seconds left in the third quarter. Here comes the inbound, picked up by Whale, blocked by Hurlburt. No, he's fouled by Hurlburt. Joe Hurlburt's fourth.
And that is costly with 1.5 left in the third quarter. That Kindred gets Hurlburt to pick up his fourth foul.
And the officials are going to discuss, I don't know if they're going to discuss time. Not that it's going to make a difference, but
if you put 0.4 back on, enough time for a tip, right? You know, if there's a miss, but realistically, you'll probably put 0.2, 0.3 back on the clock. There it is, 0.3, Joel. I think if you're Calvin Kraft, you're asking again, was the foul committed on Joe Hurlburt, or maybe if it was as someone else in terms of the foul situation in the book right now as they're taking a look for the amount of fouls on Joe. And it looks like everything is kosher.
Whale 2 for 2 from the free throw line. There's only 2 points of the game.
I think what Calvin's saying, if I know that Joe maybe had 3 fouls, I might have taken him out in a situation like that, put someone else in and not pick up that for it. But now, well, fortunately, if you're an Enderlin fan, miss, but still, that's a costly foul.
And the second free throw goes in for Whale, makes it 47-35, and the third quarter will end. This is Region 1 Championship Game coverage on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Enderlin Alumni Association promotes the school and community, as over the past few years, Enderlin athletics have been greatly supported by the alumni, from upgrades to the weight room, practice equipment, and technology. The Enderlin Alumni Association hopes to improve the quality of life for students and citizens by giving back to the community and keeping it local. The Enderlin Area School and Enderlin community would like to thank the Enderlin Alumni Association for their generous and continued support. Go Eagles!
From too wet to too dry, we know Mother Nature has the final say on the crop. Count on Irie Insurance to help manage that risk. Irie Insurance has a proven track record with over 30 years of experience as a crop insurance leader. Protect your legacy with the right tools to do the job. Learn more at IrieInsurance.com or by calling your local agent in Devils Lake, Hillsboro, Hope, Mackville, Towner, and West Fargo.
You're protected and appreciated at Irie.
On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Region 1 Championship, Kindred 47, Enderlin 35. Final 8 minutes left to play of the season for one of these two teams. Ball is handled by McQuillan. Finds Olsen, guarded by Bartholomew. Olsen dishes a pass to Peraza. Squared up for a shot, will come to Olsen. Olsen on the post, back to Peraza. Now to Olsen, 11 on the shot clock, contested 3, air ball picked up by Joe Hurlburt. Long heave by Hurlburt, finds Bartholomew, nice move, doesn't finish as the ball is picked up by Olsen. Kindred, the winners of their last meeting in the regular season, and there's Olsen to open up scoring here in the fourth quarter.
And this is what you're going to do with Kindred. You know there's foul situations with Bartholomew, with Hurlburt, so guess what? You're going to attack them, and if they create any body contact, you're waiting for a whistle from the ref.
Ball gets stolen away by Olsen and blocked by Dixon.
Great job by Dixon to time that one as Olsen kind of found himself a little bit underneath the rim and swatted the ball away, and then Olsen just carried it with him on the baseline. So good defense, but right now, Joel, Enderlin has to get either one to the line or get quality looks. They can't come up with turnovers anymore in this contest.
Bartholomew to drive, lost his footing. It's going to be a travel call. 6:47 to play.
Kindred trying to get to their back-to-back region titles. Joel, this would be the 8th time in program history that they would make state. Obviously defending state champs on the opposite side for Enderlin. If they can get a comeback here, they'd be partying like it's 1996, but they got a lot of work to do before then.
And what a year it would be for Kindred basketball to get back to the state tournament after your girls just won it and try to win both championships this year. OC with the basketball, guarded by Gus Hurlburt. Puts it into the hands of Olsen, rather McQuillan. He is called for a travel, ball back to Enderlin. 6:26 left to play.
Good back-to-back stops defensively for Enderlin, but the X factor probably needs to be a Bartholomew 3, a Dixon drive to the rim, right? They're paying so much attention to the Hurlburts on the inside for Kindred's defense.
Dixon up to drive, off the side of the iron. Rebound for Joe Hurlburt. 49-37 the score. Each team has scored 2 here in the final quarter. Whale with the basketball. Finds OC. To Peraza, and he throws it down. Right in front of the student section. Everyone for Kindred on their feet. 51-37. 3 at the other end for Hurlburt. He gets his student section going. Timeout on the court. 5:42 left to play. We'll be back on YourLiveEvent.com.
Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale, Friday, March 18th at the ranch near Hitterdall, Minnesota. 52 of the region's highest quality Red Angus bulls, along with 11 head of April calving heifers. The sale will be broadcast on DV Auction, and you can request a catalog today by emailing gjrangus@feltontel.net. Call them at 701-361-3189. The Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale, offering 52 of the region's highest quality Red Angus bulls, along with 11 bred heifers. Friday, March 18th at 1 o'clock.
On our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Kindred 51, Enderlin 45, 42 left to play in the fourth quarter. Region 1 basketball championship game on YourLiveEvent.com. Well, Bowman County picks up the win over Hazen. They will go on to the state tournament. Again, thanks to Palm for getting us our score updates. Lemoore Litchfield Marion leads Allendale 39-13. Start of the fourth quarter there in Region 4. So we're starting to get some of our matchups or some of our teams onto the state tournament. Peraza with the basketball across the lane to Whale, back to Peraza, and right over Hurlburt for 2.
Technical foul on Peraza with the head tap. So Enderlin will get 2 free throws and the ball back. But I think right now, if you're the Kindred faithful, you don't care so much after that dunk.
And Max McQuillan just talking to the official about the foul. Just the elevation that Jaden Peraza has had this tournament.
The real problem with the Peraza technical is the number of fouls he has now, Joel. That's the real problem if you're Brad Whale going. If Enderlin makes a little run, our guy that's been stellar defensively can't pick up another one.
And Joe Hurlburt goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. It is 53-41. And Enderlin will get that basketball back. Presley Peraza will come in for Jaden Peraza, who gets a standing O from the home crowd, and now a timeout for the Kindred Vikings. They lead by 12, 5:28 left to play in this Region 1 championship game. As foul troubles have, they bit Enderlin in the first half. They're starting to come back and get Kindred here with 5:28 to play. If you're Coach Kraft, what is your main focus right now?
If you're Coach Kraft right now, you're coming up and drawing. You can maybe use a decoy with a Hurlburt, right? And give a Dixon or a Bartholomew an opportunity to get a 15-footer, get to the rim, find a driving kick action. That's something we haven't seen a lot by Enderlin, is the drive and kick to a perimeter shooter or to someone on the baseline. You're down by 12. If you're Calvin, how much pressure can you put on Kindred with how many guys that are in foul situation right now, right? Joe has 4. Bartholomew's got 4. Wall's got 3. Ammerman's got 3. So who can you run out there and try to put Kindred in a trapping situation, turn the ball over, and get as many possessions as you possibly can? That's what you have to do right now if you're Calvin Kraft after this timeout. Need a good bucket here. Get this deficit down to 9 or 10, barring if it's an and one, it's a 3 or a 2. And then from there, you're going to have to apply pressure, but it's going to have to be smart, Joel. You're going to have to trap at the right locations on the court to try to get Kindred to turn the ball over. If you don't, you're probably going to see another dunk or two by Peraza or Olsen here when you're chasing this game.
Dixon finds Bartholomew. Up to drive, hook shot will miss. Rebound got by Hurlburt, picked up by Olsen. Kindred has the basketball with approaching 5 minutes left to go. Olsen to the corner, Peraza up to shoot, and he is fouled by Gus Hurlburt. The only starter, well, him and Dixon, the only ones who have some fouls to give. That's his second, puts Presley Peraza at the line to shoot 2.
Peraza, a 59% free throw shooter here for Kindred this season, Joel, in the regular season.
And Peraza gets the first. 54-41. Stay tuned after the game. We'll get the announcement of the all-region team, as well as the a chance to, we'll get the name of the coach of the year, senior athlete of the year, and then a chance to talk to members of the winning team as Peraza misses the second free throw. Enderlin has the ball. They have 5 minutes to try to mount this comeback. Hurlburt loses it top of the key, a scramble for the loose ball. Peraza comes up with it, gives it to Dixon, but a travel called on Peraza beforehand.
Dixon shook his head up and down going, yeah, that definitely was a travel. You can't make that kind of a move on the basketball court. The problem was, he's like, I had Gus right at the block wide open. I would like that not to be called.
Ball to Dixon, to Bartholomew. Back beyond the arc to Hurlburt. Hurlburt getting by Peraza for the 3, off the iron, rebound, Whale, and he'll lose it out of bounds. They said Hurlburt touched it.
And here's going to be the situation right now for Calvin Kraft. Maybe some defense for offense, right, when you're coming up now with some guys coming in out of the floor with this 6-man rotation. How can you get guys like Ammerman, Dixon, Bartholomew to get trapping situations now in the backcourt here for the Eagles?
McQuillan to Whale. Back to McQuillan. Finds an open shooter, Olsen. Drives the lane by Hurlburt. Feeds to McQuillan for 2. 56-41. Kindred with the lead. Dixon to the basket. Hook shot, good. Enderlin needs to start creating some turnovers. Dixon is the first on the basketball. Works to Whale. Back into the hands of Paul Olsen. To the corner to Peraza. He'll drive, kicks to Whale, fakes left, comes over to the near side, under 4 left to play. Enderlin, number 4 team in the final basketball poll of the season. Kindred, defending state champions, number 2 team. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Whale looks around, feeds to Olsen. Someone needs to call air traffic control. There's been a lot of takeoffs.
And it's just been that little back cut, that Princeton back cut at the high post. You fake that you're coming up to the top of the key, you go back door, and the lane's been open because Enderlin's in foul trouble. They don't want to commit the 5th foul and have Bartholomew go out or have Joel Hurlburt go out. So that opportunity to get right down Main Street and attack the rim has been there. But guess what? Kindred has done this from the start of this game. They've been attacking the rim. They have forced the officials to make a block or charge call, a body call some way, somehow, and this has been their game plan. Attack, attack, attack from start to finish.
Bartholomew hits the first free throw. He'll get to shoot the second. 58-44 the score. That foul was on McQuillan, his second. If there was someone, Chase, who had some fouls to give for Kindred in their starting lineup, it's McQuillan.
Yeah, it is. And, McQuillan, he might not come off it with like an 18-point game, but he's done a lot of good things tonight for head coach Brad Whale.
Both free throws good for Bartholomew. 8 points, make that 10-point score this quarter for Enderlin. They're down by 13. Olsen with the basketball, comes to Osi. Fakes a pass left side, works around the right side. McQuillan blocked by Hurlburt. Oh, they're going to call Joe Hurlburt for the foul, and that will be his 5th.
This is a guy who left a lot on the floor here for the Enderlin Eagles. Leader in terms of rebounding all time in the state of North Dakota. In terms of 2,000-plus points career scorer. And both fan bases of Kindred, Enderlin, the Oak Grove faithful, they hear the Central Cat faithful that are here, giving Joe Hurlburt a round of ovation, Joel, for the type of performance that we've seen from 8th grade season all the way now to his senior year. Nicely done here in Region 1.
He has started a lot of big games for this Enderlin team. First free throw is good for McQuillan. He'll get the second. 59-45 the score.
So now with Joe out and on the bench, which he's never been out of the game, Kindred defensively is going to be curious who they go after in guard right now, because you put so much pressure on Joe. Who's the guy that you're going to try to guard, on this defensive side of the ball for the Vikings?
4 wins, by the way, wins their region, 64-31. Off-ball foul called against Kindred, so 4 wins. Bowman County all going on to the state tournament. And going to the free throw line will be Cade Ammerman. Foul against McQuillan, his 3rd, team's 10th. So Ammerman will get 2 free throws with 3:15 left to play. First free throw misses for Ammerman. Game started out in our first quarter, 5 lead changes, 1 tie. It was 13-11, Kindred led. Enderlin took an early lead in the 3rd quarter as Ammerman misses the second free throw. Peraza the rebound. Foul trouble in the 2nd quarter is what helped sway this game as Peraza comes up, will miss, and he does draw a foul off Trey Wall. Wall's 4th. That gets Jaden Peraza to the line. He will shoot 2. 3:05 left to play in this game on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. First shot for Peraza is good, 60-45. Kindred leads by 15. Again, will be their largest lead. Second shot for Peraza's in, 61-45. Now a 16-point advantage for Kindred. Here comes Bartholomew, misses the 3, and rebound out of bounds. Carson Osi, the freshman, presence of mind to just box out, block out that baseline, and let it go out of play to give his team back the basketball. Dixon knocks it out of bounds. Dixon next year, Lake Region will be his new home. He'll get his 2 years in there, looking obviously for a chance to play at a 4-year. Olsen with the basketball. We'll dish this one back to McQuillan, back to Olsen. And Kindred right now just trying to start shaving off some seconds. Sunram steps in, comes to McQuillan to Olsen. Inside to McQuillan, takes the dribble off Hurlburt to Peraza, and a double dribble called against Peraza. Kind of overthought it in that situation. Stops time with 2:30 left to play. Liza Dixon with the basketball. Dixon to drive, loses the dribble, picks it up, feeds to Wall. Wall to the corner, Bartholomew sidesteps, 3 on the way, good for Bartholomew. Makes it 61-48 and a timeout on the court. We'll step aside, back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Olsen Accounting offers services for individuals including financial and retirement planning, taxes, estate planning, and elder care. For business, Olsen Accounting can help you with a variety of services including payroll, audit, strategic planning, and taxes. Learn more about these services and more to help you in your business or farm operation by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Kate's Kennels.
61-48. Kindred leads Enderlin on Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. 2:12 left to play. Chase Miller has made his way down to the sidelines. We'll get a chance to talk to members of the winning team after the announcement of the all-region team. Long pass to Olson at the rim, and another big dunk. 63-48 the score. Driving Dixon, puts it up, he answers back with two. 63-50, under 2 minutes left to play. Enderlin selling out, trying to get some turnovers. They need more touches for a run. McQuillan across to Sunram, he banks it off the glass and in for two. 65-50 the score, and a timeout for Kindred. Are they gonna take the timeout? Yeah, they will take the timeout. Oh, it is for a change. Okay, that's what I had thought. Coach Whale had signaled to the official. So the timeout comes to make some changes of personnel. Kindred can feel it right now, 1 minute, 43 seconds away from going back to the state tournament, a chance to defend their state title. Three from Dixon, that misses. Peraza, the rebound, ball stolen away. Putback is in, but a foul against Enderlin. Foul on Gus Hurlburt, his third. Already lost Joe Hurlburt to foul trouble. Paul Olson ready to inbound the basketball. We'll see the Kindred fans likely storm the court after this win. They are at the baseline ready to go. The win number 20 for the Kindred Vikings. Enderlin will end their year 17-6. As an over and back call at midcourt, ball back to Enderlin. You look at that that first half. Dixon sends a pass. This one stolen away by McQuillan. McQuillan's gonna get away from the pressure here, take off a few seconds as we approach a minute left to play. The fouls called in the first and second quarter, warranted fouls, but they stacked up against Enderlin and it forced some changes. Bartholomew lost some time in the second quarter. Guys just came out of rhythm, came out of system, and Kindred really able to capitalize. Here comes Wall to the basket, held by Hurlburt. Will send it back near half court, and a three now from Whale. Good, Brock Whale hits a three, 65-50 the score. 50.5 seconds left to play, and you can see the Kindred substitutions coming. Kindred 50 seconds away from joining Shiloh, Four Winds, and Lemoore, as well as Bowman, onto the State B Boys Basketball Tournament. It will end a run for a strong senior class for Enderlin. One of those seniors, Gus Hurlburt, hits two to make it 68-50. 35 seconds left to go, and we have a foul call. .7 seconds, and Coach Kraft will lift his seniors as well so they can get some love from the home crowd, rather the home fans. Again, right away in our postgame, we will go down to the court for the announcements of the all-region team. It's Cole Campbell at the line. He will shoot two. And gets the first, 69-50 the score. Second one's good. So Campbell comes into the game, knocks down a pair of free throws, 70-50. Enderlin with the basketball. Trey Wall for two off the side of the iron. Kindred controlling the basketball. Campbell with the ball. Guarded by Wendell. 10 seconds left, the shot clock is off. The dream to repeat still alive for the Kindred Vikings as they are the 2022 Region 1 champions. They win here by a final of 70-50, win number 20 of the year. And the entire student section from Kindred is on the court. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hamilton, North Dakota. We offer boarding for all of your furry companions. Whether you're going on vacation or you have an emergency, we are here for you. We know they are a member of your family, and we will treat them as if they were one of our own. Kennel tours are always welcome. Check us out on Facebook at Kate's Kennels or visit our website at kateskennels.com. Give us a call at 701-347-4176 for all your furry friend boarding needs.
The Kindred Vikings Booster Club is an organization of parents and community members that supports and encourages the advancement to Kindred athletic programs, focusing on wholesome school spirit, promoting good sportsmanship, and developing high ideals of character. For more information, or if you'd like to be part of the Kindred Vikings Booster Club, send an email to kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. That's kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Vikings! The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters is a group of parents, coaches, and community members whose mission is to enrich the Lisbon athletic community by providing financial support for Lisbon high school athletic programs and events. If you're interested in getting involved, they invite you to join the Bronco Athletic Booster Group on Facebook for more information. The Lisbon Athletic Boosters wishes the best to all athletes competing today.
And back here, our final on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Kindred once again Region 1 champions, a 70-50 win over Enderlin. Chase Miller is down courtside. We're getting ready for the announcements of the Region 1 team and coach of the year. So once that starts, we'll get that rolling. But right now we are just waiting for those announcements to get underway. We'll have our final numbers, as well as we'll get some post-game accolades coming your way, as well as Chase Miller talking to members of the winning team. And here we go.
NDSCS extends a special thank you and congratulations to the teams, coaches, administrators, and fans of the 2022 Region 1 Boys Basketball Tournament. At this time, we would like to begin the awards ceremony. Presenting the awards is Lisbon AD and Principal Pat Adair and Wyndmere AD and Principal Scott Strange. First, all of Region 1 would like to take a moment in memory of Joe Howell. Joe was a beloved teacher, coach, and AD for 37 years with Lisbon. Joe had numerous coaching state and national level. At the regional, state, and national level, his promotion and excitement for Region 1 athletics will be greatly missed. The region has a special honorary plaque to present to Joe's sons, Matt and Chris Howell, and their families. Please join me in a moment of silence in honor of Mr. Joe Howell. Next, for awards, we will be presenting the all-region team as selected by the Region 1 coaches. Here is your all-region team. From Enderlin, Carson Bartholomew. From Enderlin, Elijah Dixon. From Hankinson, Cruz Hernandez. From Central Cass, Cole Holzer. From Enderlin, Gus Hurlbird. From Enderlin, Joe Hurlbird. From Kindred, Max McQuillan. From Lisbon, Caleb Olson. From Kindred, Paul Olson. From Kindred, Jaden Peraza. From Maple River, Evan Richmond. From Oak Grove, Trayvon Rodriguez. From Northern Cass, Leighton Stroman. From Central Cass, Carter Vercoda. And from Sargent County, Fletcher Wilprecht. And there they are, your 2022 Region 1 All-Region team. Take a brief moment for group pictures with the All-Region team. Photo ops.
So continuing on here with our post game, as they have just announced the all-region team getting ready to name Coach of the Year, Region 1 Senior Athlete of the Year, and then we'll get a chance to talk to some members of this winning team. 70-50, the final score on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Kindred will go back to the state tournament. I imagine they will go in seeded. I would imagine they'd be a 1 or 2 seed. We'll figure all that out here once all these tournaments wrap up. Remember, we had a delay of 2 of the regions. Weather-wise, they had lost some time. So we'll have a little bit of a delay when it comes to the seeding, but that will be out here over the course of this week. And looks like now they're going to name the senior athlete and coach. So we'll send it back down over courtside.
Up next is the Region 1 Coach of the Year and the Region 1 Senior Athlete of the Year. Both awards are voted on by the Region 1 coaches. First, the Region 1 2022 Coach of the Year from Central Cass, Matt Norman. The Region 1 2022 Senior Athlete of the Year is from Enderlin, Joe Hurlbird.
So there we go. We have our coach and senior athlete of the year named here in this Region 1 tournament. We're going to step aside here. We'll be back. Chase Miller will talk to members of the winning team when we return on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good citizens from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful and innovative opportunities for our students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbonpublicschools.com.
The team at Maple River Grain and Agronomy wishes the best of luck to the players in today's game. Maple River Grain and Agronomy is proudly serving producers, accessing markets, and building relationships in eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. They offer a variety of grain marketing and agronomy solutions. See the latest updates by following MRGA on social media. They're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Check out the website at mrga.com to learn more about Maple River Grain and Agronomy and how they can serve you and your operation.
Back here on our post-game show, Kindred, winners of Region 1 again, 70-50. They defeat the Enderlin Eagles on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Chase Miller down there on the court. We'll get a chance to talk to some members of this team. Some final numbers, Enderlin shooting 42% in this game compared to Kindred's 46%. Both coaches said, hey, rebounds, that's going to be the difference maker. 39-26 in favor of Kindred in the rebound department. 18 points, the largest lead for Kindred. 5 lead changes, 1 tie. Longest run, Kindred went on a 12-0 run. Enderlin went on a 6-0 run. Final individual numbers for Enderlin. Joe Hurlbert, who was named the Region 1 Senior Athlete of the Year, 18 points, 10 rebounds. His brother Gus, 11 points, 4 rebounds. Carson Bartholomew, 14 points. Elijah Dixon, who played his final game for Enderlin, with 9 points. For the Kindred Vikings, Jaden Peraza, who put on a show tonight, 20 points, 8 rebounds. Paul Olson also got airborne quite a bit, 14 points, 9 rebounds. Brock Whale, 6 points. Riley Sunram, 12 points. Cole Campbell, Carson Osi, 2 points apiece. Jorgen Swenson came up in a big spot, got 5 points off the bench. You notice just the distribution of scoring amongst Kindred, one of the keys to their success in this win tonight. Again, that win for the Region 1 championship. Another team that came away with the win, Grafton defeating Hillsborough Central Valley 64-62. So out of Region 2 will be Grafton. We'll have seeding coming out this weekend, and will be a fun week next week at that Class B tournament. Some picture opportunities still coming for this Kindred team. Again, back-to-back Region 1 champions, looking to become now back-to-back state champions. Congratulations to Kindred on their 20th win of the season. Enderlin, congratulations to them on a fine season. It's been a fine tournament from top to bottom. Enderlin finishes their year 17-6, and they will lose those seniors as well, who had been big contributors to their program just the last handful of years. And Chase Miller getting ready courtside, and now we'll get a chance here as we'll get a chance here to talk to some players as they get done with their opportunity to take some pictures. Let's see where Chase is at here right now, and we're going to send it down to Chase.
Thank you very much, Joel. With us now is Paul Olson. Paul, this was a grinder. You knew it was going to be second time in literally 10, 11 days playing against the Enderlin Eagles. What got you over the top here in this Region 1 championship?
It's all about defense. That's our key all year. We knew if we locked down, we'd score some points and come out on top, and that's exactly what we did. We locked down. We came out aggressively on defense, got some steals, and finished.
Talk about the dunks with yourself and Jaden. It seems like there's some high-flying action above the rim tonight.
That's how we like to play. We like to play fast, get up, throw a couple down, get the crowd into it. Just makes everything more fun, you know?
You know, you guys have a lot of experience on this team from a state title run from a year ago, a region title. How much did you rely on that here in these 3 games in 4 days, you know, back as seniors, knowing what it kind of took to get to state?
I think that helped a lot because we knew what it takes. It's going to be a grind. This is one of the toughest regions. Team we just played, one of the best in the state, obviously, last night even. In the semifinals, we barely squeaked it out over a great team again. So it's always going to be a challenge, but having that experience from last year just helped us get over the edge and finish all the way through.
Final thing for you, how big was it of Jaden's defense on Riley's defense against the Hurlburt brothers? What was that like from your point of view, watching those two guys battle in the first half against Gus and Joe?
That was huge. They're two of the best players in the state. Obviously, both D1 athletes, great players all around. So that's the key to their success. So we knew if we took that away or did as best we could, because you can't shut down players like that, we'd have a chance, and that's exactly what they did. They locked down.
Hey, Paul, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck next weekend in the Magic City again.
Appreciate it.
That again, senior forward here for the Kindred Vikings, Paul Olson. Joel, let's toss it back to you.
Thank you, Chase. Hoping to get a chance to talk to more members of this team as Chase Miller kind of making his way through that crowd. Chase Miller making his way through that crowd to try to talk to members of the victorious Kindred Vikings team, and trying to grab Jaden Peraza, it looks like, out there on the court. As we'll get Chase over here in a second, and let's send it back down to Chase.
Thank you very much, Joel. Jaden Peraza with us. I just asked Paul, how was the high-flying machine above the rim here? You guys were able to get a couple of dunks. Do you feed off that when you can see Paul yourself or someone else on this team, kind of snap the rim a little bit, Jaden?
Yeah, when we get dunks, it just sets a momentum for the entire fans, and it gets us hyped up, and it's just a great feeling all around.
Take us through the defensive effort in this one. I know you had to go up against Joe a lot. I know Riley was matched up with Gus as well. What did you guys do enough of to disrupt Enderlin here tonight in your thoughts, Jaden?
I had to latch Joe. They're both pretty good players for sure, and they're big. And our motto is just, lock them down and don't let them score and limit the touches that they get.
Your senior season to get back to state, I know there's some unfinished business, but how sweet is it as a junior and now as a senior to get back to the Magic City?
It feels great. I mean, we went there last year, so we know what it feels like, but we want it again, and it just feels amazing.
For this senior class, you got Chase Miller, Jaden Peraza, yourself, Max McQuillan, Brockwell, Paul Olson. What has been the unity of you five guys to get there last year, to go through it last year, kind of find your way, and then all of a sudden come back this year with a lot of expectations on your shoulders to get back to state? What has it been about this senior class?
Well, our senior class we're all good players, and we just had to put it together as a whole and play some team basketball, and it paid off for sure.
Hey, Jaden, I hope you get to jump in the pool again on a Saturday night next week. Best of luck, okay?
Thank you. I hope so, too.
That again, Jaden Peraza with us. Joel, let's toss it back to you.
All right, thank you, Chase. We're going to take a break, and we'll get some more interviews coming up next on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Maple Valley Parents Organization is an organization whose main purpose is to support all Maple Valley student activities, to promote a healthy environment and attitudes for the youth. Their aim is to encourage growth and interest in these areas by supporting them in a sportsmanlike manner. The Maple Valley Parents Organization is open to anyone. If you'd like to become a member or see upcoming events, like their Facebook page by searching Maple Valley Parents Organization on Facebook.
Mindak Market is located in the J.C. Penney wing of the West Acres Mall in Fargo with over 4,000 square feet of localness. Greg, Susan, Katie, Sarah Melody, and staff are proud to promote local products from North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota. You'll see everything from honey and jams, puzzles, and year-round gift baskets at Mindak Market. Stop by the store in West Acres or check out their website at mindakmarket.com. That's mindakmarket.com to shop and order online.
And we are back on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller down to talk to head coach Brad Whale. Let's send it over to Chase.
Thank you very much, Joel. Bradwell. First and foremost, congratulations. 3 games in 4 days in a very tough Region 1 from top to bottom. What got you guys over the top down here in Wahpeton this week, Brad?
Well, I think our depth played a role in that in the last 3 games. And you don't know how your kids are going to respond staying in a hotel at the Girls State Tournament in Grand Forks, but they were remarkably focused when we had practice in Grand Forks, and they were ready to go Monday and put together 3 good games.
What's it about this senior 5? What's it about this senior class that has that connectivity, that team unity to get back when there's a lot of pressure on them to get back to the Magic City?
Well, there was high expectations on them, and they rallied behind it. I told them at the beginning of the year, we're going to have a target on our back. We're going to have to understand how to play when we're going to get everybody's best shot, okay? And weather the storm, weather runs that team go on against us. And we had good senior leadership, and they're very connected. The whole team's very connected, and I think that's a key too.
There might have been an X factor in that second quarter. Jorgen Swenson with a 3 with a couple big points off the bench. What was it about your bench play with him, Presley? Also, I know Riley played some very big minutes. How about some of those underclassmen that were able to come up through you guys throughout this week?
Well, they've been playing quite a bit off the bench. Jorgen Swenson came in, got to the rim one time and hit a big 3. The kid can shoot. Okay, I told him you got to believe in him. In the locker room, I said, you know, we've had kids in the past step up, and it's not always our best players. It's usually guys off the bench or 5th guy, so it's good to see.
Final thing for you, the community support. We saw it last year up in Minot. We saw it last weekend, obviously, you know, in Grand Forks, as you mentioned as well, Brad. What's it been like wearing this Kindred blue over the last couple of years in terms of top to bottom, whether it's your team or someone else having some success on and off the court?
The community support has been great of the program. It's unbelievable. Our student section was really, really good. They were loud tonight. I'm just happy for our kids and our community that we're able to go back to Minot.
Hey, Brad, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck on Thursday through Saturday in the Magic City.
Thank you very much.
That again, Brad Whale, head coach for the Kindred Vikings. Let's toss it back to you, Joel.
All right, thank you, Chase. Yes, Kindred will go back on to state a 70-50 win over Enderlin. One last break here in our post-game show. We'll come back to wrap things up. You're watching Region 1 coverage on yourliveevent.com.
Going to NDS. Yes, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. For sure, I'll look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
And welcome back here to our post-game show, ready to wrap things up and give some of our post-game accolades to our Enbridge Energy players of the game, and that will be Paul Olson and Jaden Peraza. They finished with a combined 34 points, some big dunks for the two in this game. They are the Enbridge Energy players of the game, and now our RDK Enterprises Precision player of the game, and that will be Jorgen Swenson. We've had a lot of high scores in this game. Riley Sunram finishes with 12 points. We have those two, Peraza and Olsen, as we mentioned, 20 and 14 points. McQuillan had 8. But Jorgen Swenson came off the bench, hit a 3, hit a 2, and that was at a time when this game was neck and neck in the first half. He is our RDK Enterprises Precision player of the game. Well, that will do it for our broadcast. Again, our congratulations to both of these teams. Enderlin gets a game away from going to state. They end their year with 17 wins. They are 17-6. Kindred, now 20-2, moves on to the Class B Boys Basketball State Tournament. For Chase Miller, I'm Joel Morgan. Again, our final score on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It is Kindred 70, Enderlin 50. Thanks for joining us on yourliveevent.com.